Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. This is Gray's Guitars, and thank you for watching. Today we're going to be doing a versus video, which I have not done in a while. We're going to be comparing a LTD EC black metal, which is essentially an LTD EC 1000, just without as much binding, only the one pickup. I'm going to run through the specs here momentarily. We're going to be doing a comparison between that and a Gibson Les Paul Studio. So let's just quickly go over here. Here's the front. Going to run up the fretboard as well. Cool little logo there. So on this one, we'll start with the bottom. So for starters, we have Tone Pros. So Tone Pro tailpiece, Tone Pro bridge. We have a push-pull pot here. So we do have a splittable pickup. Seymour Duncan Blackout, I believe is what this is. We have 24 stainless steel frets, Lumen Glow side dots, Graphtec nut, locking LTD tuners, and then of course we have that raised LTD logo. I'm just going to go, as you can see, locking LTD tuners. This one is made in Korea. Nice little volute. The neck has taken up some shine. This is a satin finish. So basically what that means is the more you play in areas, the shinier that gets. So that's why, you know, you're going to see a shiny neck. You're also going to see a shiny picking area on the front. This is used. I didn't get this used, but it's all stock. Minus this does have Schaller strap locks on it. We have a nice, beautiful cut. Look at that heel joint. Very easy access to those 24 frets. Tombstone looking plate here. Back is pretty good condition. There's that other Schaller strap lock. And then we have this nice little belly cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the Les Paul and go over the specs in that as well. And what we're comparing it to here is a 1994 Gibson Les Paul Studio. Starting down at the bridge here, Gibson hardware, Gibson 490R 498T, I believe are the pickups. The fretboards are actually both ebony. So they are both ebony fretboards. These are nickel frets, no stainless steel. You're not going to find that on the modern ones either. Pretty much same specs as on this as are on the modern Studio. No push pulls, no coil splitting, three-way selector switch. I believe this nut was replaced with bone. The Gibson Cluson Deluxe tuners, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did with the EC. Flip this over. So moving on to the back, there is your Gibson Deluxe tuners. Going down, down, down. 22 frets, not 24. Standard Gibson heel joint, nothing fancy there. No cutaways, nothing really too fancy. But here's the back. This is all stock, as I said, minus the nut. I believe it has been switched to a bone nut, possibly Graphtec. I am not 100% positive. And this one actually has Dunlop strap locks on it, as opposed to the LTD, which, as I mentioned, has Schallers. So they're pretty much both bone stock guitars, minus the strap locks. Other than that, everything else is the same. Comparison-wise, what we're going to do for the video, just to be, for a fair comparison, we're not going to be using the coil split in this video. We are only going to be using the bridge position of the Gibson compared to the bridge position of the LTD EC 1000. We will do some cleans, and then we will do some heavy stuff, because that is where the LTD really shines. The Gibson more so shining with the cleans. So let's go ahead and go to a playing demo. Start here with the Gibson Les Paul. The top pickup is completely turned off. The tone's going to be at 10 for an even comparison, because the tone on the LTD is always at 10, being it doesn't have a tone knob. Volume is at max. The other major difference too between these two guitars is the strings. So the Gibson Les Paul has 10s on it. The LTD currently has 12s. I believe they are both Dunlop strings. Pick I'm using as a, let's see, it says Jim Dunlop USA H, so it's like a heavy. I'm just going to play some chords on the clean channel. Amp setting, pre-post gain on the 6505 Plus are at 2. Low, medium, high, resonance presence for the clean channel, and I might do it with the crunch as well. That's all going to be at 5. So right in the middle, we're going to be leaving those settings the same. on the clean and the crunch channel. We may go a little bit different when I go over to the high gain channel. Let's go ahead and play some chords. So now we're moving on to the LTD EC Black Metal. Same strap and everything too. Another noticeable difference about these two guitars is weight-wise. So this is actually a quite significantly thinner body. I think this is reining in around 7 pounds. With the Les Paul, I know I've weighed it before, it's slightly over 9. So let's just do some, same here, just going to do some open chords. I'm going to use the correct pick. Want to make sure we're using the right pick. The crunch channel, which is also on the clean channel. Settings are all the same, volume, tones the same, everything's the same. Nothing's changed here. Channel that all of you actually care about, the high gain channel. Post is a 4, low is a 6, mids are 6, high is a 4. Sorry, pre was the 4. Post is a 2. Presence is going to be a 6, and presence is a 6, and resonance is also, they're both a 6. All right. So now here's your high gain. Still on the bottom pickup. This, my friends, is where the black metal loves to shine. The high gain channel. Have it. A comparison between a Gibson Les Paul Studio and a modern Les Paul, as I would like to say. Very high output pickup, locking tuner, stainless steel frets, full 2 octaves, belly cut, neck cut. What else more could you want? Well, maybe a neck pickup, but that's what they have the EC1000 for. But if you're playing metal, I mean, it's literally called the black metal. So if you're playing metal, this is it. I mean, this is what you go for. Basically $99.99, $1,000. A studio right now is going to set you back $1,700. It's $16.99 right now for a studio. You can get a tribute for around $1,300. So very comparable price-wise. But what is the difference? Obviously, as I said, stainless steel frets, locking tuners. Yes, they are LTD brand, but still good tuners. Graphtec nut versus probably bone, whatever Gibson's putting on there. Yes, you get a neck pickup, stainless steel frets, lumen dot inlays, lighter guitar. Material-wise, it's literally the same exact material minus the maple cap. So the body of this is all mahogany, the neck is all mahogany, fretboard is ebony. Typically, you're going to get a rosewood fretboard or Pau Ferro. On the Les Paul Studios now, that one, because it's a 90s one, it has the ebony board, so literally same exact wood material for the fretboard. This is Madagascar ebony, though. So it is a subsidiary of ebony. It's like a slightly different ebony, so it's going to be a little bit lighter, a couple of streaks in it. It's still ebony, nevertheless. I love both of these guitars, but they both do very different things. This thing shines in the high gain channel. I'm not playing cleans on this. I'm not playing chords on this most of the time. It's a lot of power chords. This is more for soloing. Not that I can really solo, as you heard, minus some Welcome to Paradise and Detroit Rock City. Just a couple of ones that I know off the top of my head. But They are two very different guitars for two very different things. Now, if you go Epiphone-wise, you can pretty much get all the same specs for around the same price, minus the stainless steel frets. You will get Fishman pickups, which are very nice as well. This one, ohm rating, I believe this is like 16K. This is an extremely high output pickup. As I said, meant for metal. Where you go to the Gibson, I think it's around 8 or 9. If I'm, I think that's where it is, about 8 or 9K. I could be wrong. It is a 94 spec. As I said, pretty much the same exact thing as they're putting in the new ones now. Anyway, very similar pickups to a Gibson Les Paul custom of that time as well. They're still doing that with the customs as well. Sometimes you get the burst buckers. I mean, they vary from year to year. But there you have it. That's where we're going to end it. Thank you for watching this comparison video. My name is Steve Gray. This is Gray's Guitars. I am now realizing I forgot to turn my light on for this entire thing, but I'm not going to reshoot it because laziness. So sorry for the grain. And as always, have a good one.